making this really lovely salad, light and fresh. It's basically shrimp paste put on top of a unripe mango. I took the idea from the Philippine vendor in the Philippines selling unripe mangoes topped with alamang or shrimp paste, and it's one of the Filipinos' favorite snack. And I thought, how can I make this into something that we could have here in the UK? So I have here a not overly ripe mango, just sweet enough to give that sweetness of the salad. And we're going to chop this not too thinly, not too thick. We can chop our cabbage. It's very nice and light, especially for the summer. Cucumber here. Some people take the peelings out, but some people leave it on, so I'm going to take that just a little bit. This probably will be nice for fish or barbecue. It's really, really good. I know some people might be a little bit hesitant because it's shrimp, and you know, not a lot of people like shrimp. So just add it there. And then I have some cherry tomatoes, very lovely and sweet and cute, but we're going to eat them, so just there. Don't need a lot, just nice and colourful. Balance. And then you just add your mangoes on top. And just fusion all those flavors. So go. Okay, you can get the shrimp paste in any supermarket, Filipino supermarket that way. And olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, lemon. Making beef steak today. I've got red onions, lemon, garlic, light soy sauce. So first thing we'll do, chop all this garlic. Apparently they said it's not because the pronunciation or you know the accent of Philippines is a bit silly. It's not supposed to be beef steak. Supposed to be actually called beef steak. So apparently it's influenced by a Spanish dish. I should really look into that. So this will go into the marinade for the beef. It's so good. You can put that into your dish. Soy sauce. And half a lemon. So when we chop the beef, your marinade is ready, and you can leave it in there for a while. Okay. So we can get our onions ready. We won't put this in the marinade just yet. We'll put it in when the beef is cooking in the wok. And just cut it not too thinly because you want some kind of crunch. I like that bit crunch. You don't really want to overcook the onions, just al dente, you know. Get our beef.
I'm gonna go down now.
So now we can move on to our beef. What I did here is cut it very, very thinly. It just makes the cooking quicker and it's not so tough when you eat it. I think that's where most people make a mistake, you know, when they make beef steak, is they make it too thick that it's quite chewy when they eat it, and or when they cook it longer than it should. So for me, how my dad taught me was to just go this way, to cut it really thinly so you can feel where the knife is going, and just watch out with your hand. You don't want to cut your own hand, and see how thin that is. Look, amazing. Okay, so you can do the other side, and make sure that it's flat because it just won't work. Okay, there you go. Lovely. Then what you'll do is take your marinade and put your, I know, I mean you could make it thinly, you can chop the garlic thinly, but you don't really have to. Just put your beef inside, marinade, and make sure that you leave this in for 10 minutes. You know, you can put your rice on or something, and it just soaks the marinade in. Just give it time to kind of get all those flavors working and meeting each other and saying hello, you know, remember me. So we'll leave that one for a few minutes while I tidy all this up. Yay! So while you're waiting for your beef steak to marinate, you can take your wok or a small pan, heat it up while you're waiting. Put your oil, any oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, whatever oil you prefer to use. When it's while it's heating up, you can mix your marinade so that the other side can take all the flavors. Just mix it up a little bit. This should take 5 minutes on a high heat. But once they're all in, it won't stick so much anymore. So this is on medium heat. You can turn up higher if you're that confident, but make sure you keep an eye on it. And you can turn it over to the other side. But remember not to leave it on too long, otherwise it will become too rubbery and you don't want that. So just a few minutes on each side until you brown them. Maybe turn up here a little bit. And while you're doing this, you can get your dish where you want to put it in. To brown a little bit, you know, so that you don't put the rest of the sauce yet. But you have to remember, your mom probably do something different, or your relative. Every Filipino have their own way of making Filipino food. So, you know, I don't want any silly comments on there. That's not how my mom made it. This is how I make it, alright? Whether you like it or not, it's actually quite delicious. So this should be done now. You can take it out of the heat because we don't want it to be rubbery. So take it out, turn down the heat a little bit, put it in a dish. Don't worry about the rest of the sauce, that's fine. Now, this is the beauty. Put the rest of the sauce in and you're just simmering it down to infuse all those flavors. And you can put your onions in. Sticking your onions. By this time you should turn down the heat a little bit because you don't want it to burn. You don't want the sauce to burn. So just break off the onions a little bit. We don't want the onions to be too cooked because we don't want any soggy onions, do we? So you want them a little bit crunchy on the edge. That's how we like it. You know, take chances. And these are red onions, so it won't be that strong. Used for salads. I actually prefer this because it doesn't make me cry when I chop it. On the steak, just like this. The sauce. Maybe a bit too much onion for some people, but whatever floats your boat. I actually love the onions. Okay. And then you can put your garnishing on top too. So you can chop your spring onions, not too fine, you don't want it too fine. And put it on top. That should be ready to serve. One of Filipinos' favorite dessert is leche flan, and it's really easy to do. I'm going to show you how to make it, inspired by my mom. It's her recipe, so other people have their own addition to it. So first thing we need to do is do your sugar to caramelize them. So I'm just going to put 2 cups of brown sugar and put it in your pot. Then you have your leche flan. Cup of water. This just helps your sugar to syrup. So while we're waiting for the syrup to cook, we need to mix our eggs, the actual leche flan. So we need 8 medium eggs. Well, some people sort of do this with the egg, but it's just easier separating the egg white to the egg yolk. 7. Do you watch Strictly Come Dancing? Who's that guy? 7. One more.
8.
That's 8. That's 8 eggs. So I'm just mixing the egg together, so when I put all the other ingredients, it's not so clumpy and hard to mix, because it's going to be everything. 1 tin of 397 grams condensed milk. Just one, that's all you need. And then while you put it into the bowl, you mix it at the same time. And I don't put any other sugar because the condensed milk is sweet enough. You mix that, that's 1. Get the other one, that's 2. Just keep mixing, keep mixing, keep mixing. There you go. And then the vanilla extract would be about £1 pound as well, or £2, just under £2, just a few drops. So it's nice and vanilla.
Vanilla.
Just mix them. It's nice and mixed now. So what we need to do is get our tins. I actually got this in the Philippines, you know. Not very expensive, probably about 100 pesos to between 100 pesos to 200 pesos. You can use any tin or any Pyrex glass thing you have at home, bowl or something, but this would do. I just like because it's kind of reminds me of the Philippines, and when you live abroad you want that, you know, something back from the Philippines, you know, it just makes you feel like you're at home. So I got these. So I'm just waiting for syrup to cook, so maybe another 10-15 minutes. So while you wait, you can get a magazine, or in these days get an iPad. So before you start doing your leche flan, it's actually good to just turn on your oven and heat it up before. Turn your oven to 150 Celsius, that's about 300 Fahrenheit, gas mark 2. So now the syrup's cooked. Get your tin and just pour it over your tin. Just spread it up, spread it. Don't worry, it will set once it's on the tin. And when you put your leche flan mix, it won't bother it because it's so hard. So once your tin's ready and your oven's hot, pour boiling water in your tray. Not too much because you want to steam the leche flan while it's in the oven. Careful. And start pouring our leche flan mix. So let's get, so we can start pouring them into the tin. Because the syrup has set, it won't be disturbed. What is it going to do? Hey, just about right. And let's put it in the oven. Oh, perfectly. So leave it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Our leche flan is now cooler, so we can put them in the fridge half an hour and then they'll be ready to eat. Just go around the tin so it's easier to transfer into a plate. So, okay, I think this is the best way to do it, and I've seen other people do it, so hopefully it'll work out for us. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Give it a big tap. Yay! Came out! Oh, the juices. I just love all those juices.